You know, one of the hardest things about living in today's world is just staying focused. Everywhere you look, there's something fighting for your attention. Your phone buzzes, a notification pops up, someone's calling, someone's texting. Then there's social media, endless scrolling, endless videos, and before you know it, an hour's gone by and you don't even remember what you were supposed to be doing. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. We have access to more information, more opportunities, and more entertainment than ever before in human history. And yet, so many of us feel stuck. We want to grow, we want to achieve things, but at the end of the day, we're exhausted. Not physically tired, necessarily, just mentally drained, and that's where self-discipline comes in. Because the truth is, it's not always the most talented people or the smartest people who succeed. It's the ones who can keep showing up day after day, even when it's boring, even when it's hard, even when they don't feel like it. That's what self-discipline really is. Doing the things you need to do, even when you don't want to. Now, I know when people hear the word self-discipline, they sometimes imagine this really strict, almost joyless life. Like waking up at 4 a.m., cold showers, eating plain salads, never having fun. But that's not what I'm talking about here. Discipline doesn't mean living like a monk. It just means having enough control over yourself that you're not constantly pulled around by distractions, temptations, and impulses. I like to think of it like a muscle. You don't walk into a gym on the very first day and lift the heaviest weight there. You'd hurt yourself. You start small. You build strength slowly. And over time, you notice you can handle more. Self-discipline works the same way. You don't have to be perfect or have your entire life figured out today. You just need to start practicing, little by little. The problem is, most of us rely on motivation. We say things like, I'll work on my project when I feel inspired, or I'll start going to gym once I get motivated. But if you've ever relied on motivation, you know how unreliable it can be. Some days, you wake up ready to conquer the world. Other days, you don't even want to get out of bed. Motivation comes and goes like the weather. You can't depend on it to build a meaningful life. That's why discipline matters so much more than motivation. Motivation is like a spark. It gets you started. But discipline is a firewood that keeps the fire burning when the spark fades. It's that quiet voice that says, I'm going to do it anyway, even when you're tired, even when you're bored, even when no one else is watching. And let's be honest, staying disciplined today is harder than ever before. We live in a world full of distractions that are literally engineered to keep you hooked. Think about it. Every app, every platform, every game on your phone has been designed to grab your attention and not let go. Your attention is valuable, and there are billion-dollar companies fighting for it. Every single ping, every little red notification bubble, every like and share. It's all carefully planned to keep you coming back. And it's not just technology. Sometimes distractions come from people, too. A friend who always wants to hang out when you're trying to focus, or a coworker who constantly interrupts you, or even a family member who doesn't really understand what you're trying to achieve. And sometimes the biggest distraction is yourself. That little voice in your head saying, I'll just do it tomorrow, or I'll start next week. Here's the thing. Every time you give in to a distraction, you make it harder to stay on track next time. But every time you resist, you get just a little bit stronger. It's like flexing that discipline muscle. Every no you say to something unimportant is really a yes to your future self. So, how do you actually start building self-discipline? First, you start small. Don't try to change your whole life in one go. That's a recipe for burnout. If you're used to staying up until 2 a.m., don't suddenly force yourself to start waking up at 5 a.m. every day. That's not realistic, and it's just going to make you hate the process. Instead, focus on one small change. Maybe it's reading for 10 minutes instead of scrolling on your phone before bed. Maybe it's going for a short walk after dinner. Maybe it's writing just one paragraph a day if you've been wanting to start a book or a blog. The size of the habit doesn't matter at first. What matters is consistency. Small, consistent steps are how you build real momentum. Next, make it easier for yourself by removing temptations. This part is huge. We like to think willpower alone will save us, but honestly, it won't. If you're trying to focus and your phone is buzzing on the desk next to you, guess what? You're going to check it. So, put it in another room. If you keep eating junk food late at night, don't keep it in the house. If Netflix is distracting you, log out of your account during the week. You don't have to rely on pure strength. You can make your environment work for you instead of against you. There's also a little trick I love called the 5-minute rule. When you're procrastinating and don't feel like starting something, just tell yourself, I'm only going to do this for 5 minutes. That's it, 5 minutes. Most of the time, once you get started, you'll keep going. The hardest part is just taking that first step, and this little trick makes a whole lot easier. Another thing that helps is tracking your progress. It could be as simple as putting a check mark on a calendar or keeping a habit tracker app on your phone. When you see your progress visually, it gives you a little boost. It's like proof that you're moving forward, even on days when it doesn't feel like it. Now, here's the part most people forget. Building discipline isn't about doing everything perfectly. You're gonna have off days. You'll miss a workout. You'll slip back into old habits. You'll waste time. And that's okay. What matters is that you don't let one bad day turn into a bad week or a bad month. Discipline isn't about being flawless. It's about coming back over and over, even after you mess up. Think of it like planting a seed. On day 1, you don't see anything. On day 2, still nothing. But if you keep watering it every single day, eventually you'll see growth. Your habits work the same way. Even when it feels like nothing is happening, those small, consistent actions are shaping who you're becoming. So, if you take anything away from this, let it be this. Motivation is nice, but won't always be there. Discipline is what will carry you when motivation disappears. It's the thing that separates the people who just dream about their goals from the ones who actually achieve them. Start small, stay consistent. And every time you choose discipline over distraction, you're building a version of yourself that you'll be proud of. One step, one choice, one day at a time. Take a deep breath. Think about one small thing you can do tomorrow, just one, and then do it. That's how you begin. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing to The Drive Maker if you like the content.